Everybody, welcome to Fight Radio, where Lee is burning every bridge there is out there. All right.
You're a nobody punk ass weekend disc jockey working on Sundays.
Hi, this is Mia, the Knockout St. John. You're listening to Fight Net Radio, and there's no way I would ever touch Lee.
I'll take your best shot. I'll take your best shot. I'll take your best shot. Here comes the...
Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
And lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a 1-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with Whitey? He's a piece of crap.
With a tear in my eye.
This is the most aggressive and comprehensive effort to confront a foreign virus in modern history.
It's going to go away without a vaccine.
The United States are best in deaths per 100,000 people.
Hi, everyone. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee, all right, let's start off with 4th of July weekend. Since I have literally, I'll say what's going on with me last, because that's the setup to what we just discussed before I hit record. I'll start with you, Andrew. How was 4th of July? Tell me about your family. What'd you do? Where'd you go?
Very good. We were all hanging out at my brother's house here in Tracy. Hold
on. Is he a part of the movement?
No, he's not. Hard worker.
Shit. And for those of you who don't get it, because I do way too many inside fucking jokes, if you don't understand, 5 shows ago, Andrew told me that Tracy was going to grab rocks, stones, sticks, and guns and take up against their oppressors and overthrow the government in something that I can only compare to the Terminator. Well, that was the joke that clearly I didn't demonstrate. All right, continue. What happened? What'd you eat? How'd it go?
Golly. It was a good time, man. We just hung out. All the family came over, and we blew a lot of fireworks in the front yard. No illegals. My brother just bought this house, so he didn't want to upset his neighbors so early. Next year, we'll blow shit up.
With that said, I move to you, Miguel Antonio Barragan. The world of everything is legal. I know that the strip was shut down, but did you drive out to the Indian Res and buy yourself a box of stupid, dumb, illegal shit?
I did not, and if I did, I wouldn't rat myself out on air. But these
never
fucking neighbors sure as hell did.
Never record.
No. But I didn't. I mean, I did have to work this morning, and I worked yesterday as well. I worked the weekend, so I didn't really have plans other than staying home and drugging up my dog to make sure he doesn't get freaked the fuck out. Apparently, some of my neighbors did buy some of these illegals because they were loud as all shit. I didn't go to sleep until midnight or so.
Yeah. From where you're located, literally in 10 minutes, you can be on the res and buy shit that is dumb to say the best.
Well, they sure as hell bought a lot of dumb shit because I didn't sleep for jack shit. I'm hella tired because I couldn't sleep hearing these neighbors go off. And then, of course, leaving a big-ass mess because I still see it from my bedroom window. So, that was my 4th of July.
Okay, well, I'm going to share 4th of July right out of the gate with the meme that I just posted. People are dying, Alfred. What would you have me do? Stay the fuck at home, Master Wayne. Yeah, I agree. For those of you who don't know, Southern California beaches were entirely closed. Ventura, Los Angeles, Orange County was flooded. And in fact, San Diego County, where I was slightly flooded. That didn't stop them. Wait, and this is no fucking joke. They had a parking lot party at the pier by my house. They had a parking lot party within the complex that I live in. There were literally hundreds of thousands of people outside my front door yesterday. And on top of that, because I think we can all agree, if you put that many dumb fucks together, they're all going to bring their dumb fucking fireworks. And for those of you who know nothing about the beach, the worst fires on the planet, and the only place that the fire department will respond to first, is everybody who lives on the Strand. And it's not because, oh, we're special and you live on the beach. We don't. We're not special. It's the fact that we will burn to a motherfucking crisp within seconds. And I am telling you, until 12 o'clock last night. They were on the sand blowing off shit that I can only describe as, wow, really? All I kept saying from my bed was, wow, really? Another, really? Really? I kept looking out my window going, wow, really? And for the record, July 3rd, which technically in Oceanside is when they celebrate 4th of July, they had a full-on firework display in a city that said, we're not doing fireworks display because we don't want mass gatherings. So I thought for today, I would put up the single best meme that I have seen all weekend. People are dying, Alfred. What would you have me do? Stay the fuck at home, Master Wayne. I did. There you go. Let's catch up on life, Andrew. Are you going back to work on Monday?
Of course.
Good for you. Miguel, everything back to normal tomorrow?
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, Dan Rayfield's got me working the weekend, I'm doing some stuff during the weekend. So, yeah, but tomorrow's Monday. What can we say?
Okay, so here's the setup to my joke. If I were to click in this line where it says Fight Net Radio and type in the name of the redhead, guess what she did yesterday to every form of social media to me? Anyone? Andrew, can you guess? Miguel, can you guess? Oh,
I'll give it a stop. Oh, okay.
All right, go for it. Yeah, go.
Oh, I was just gonna say she posted pictures of her new dude. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind.
No. I actually own those.
All right.
He blocked me literally on every form of social media and audio communication.
Damn.
And here's why. On Friday, I thought of my brilliance. Okay. For those of you who know nothing about my life, I work for a living, talking for a living, or doing marketing. So the strongest form of marketing, I'm sure both of you are aware of this, is what we call a testimonial. What's the strongest testimonial on the planet that Lee's a good guy? Get your ex-wife who hates your guts to call the woman that you're trying to get and tell her, hey, give this guy another call. You're wrong. He blocked me on every form of media. Yay. Wait, we're getting closer to the setup that's about to happen during the course of this show. I shit you not. It's going to happen. And I fucking melted yesterday in a way that, Andrew, you've known me the longest. When I melt, what do I generally do? And since you were a part of Danny, the Cane Fight, and blah, 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 how crazy do I fucking get when I melt?
Get real crazy. Yes, sir.
Miguel, you're new to this, and you've seen it, just me walking around. Let me give you an idea. If I were walking around the city of Oceanside and somebody was harassing a woman who looked like a crazy person, what do you think the odds are that I'm going to strap my legs around his head and choke him out?
Pretty high, I'd say. Pretty good odds.
All right, good. And I'm just saying that for everybody because Sam Navajero, shout out to Sam, points out that I don't set up all these situations exactly correct. So here's what's going to happen during the course of this show. My mother, and Andrew knows this, my friend James, who actually did the marketing for the Danny Bonaducci event, have decided one of two things are going to happen literally during the course of this show. This is like a live action show. One, I'm either going to be placed on a 72-hour lockdown because they both feel that I am batshit crazy. Or number two, James is going to pick me up, take my stuff. Anyone ever heard of the Pacific Coast Trail?
I have not.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
The Pacific Coast Trail runs from the Mexican border all the way to the Canadian border. So James's bright idea was, fuck it, dude. I'm driving you to the PCT. I'm going to give you a backpack, and you're going to go walk for the next 4 months. I'll let you have your laptop. I'll let you have your phone. In fact, I'll take care of all your shit. But you got to get over all of these fucking women, which, by the way, you guys don't know this. Did we not listen to, at the beginning of the show, me singing very sad Let It Go songs to myself?
Yeah, I don't know about to yourself, but yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
Neighbors heard it. People down the street.
Oh my God,
heard
that
it.
was the fourth version. I thought I was getting good at it. The reason I say that, James is driving down here right now, and we don't know if James is going to come and put me into a secure lockup because I'm a danger to myself, or if James is going to bring me a backpack and go drop me on the fucking Pacific Coast Trail with my laptop. I think it's really exciting when it comes to doing a Fight Net radio show. And I'm just going to say this since I have no communication with the redhead anymore. Fuck it. I'm tired of letting him see me cry. I swear to God, Andrew, in December, you should have stopped me when I got a therapist. You literally, like, somebody should have put a foot down and went, yeah, I don't know. I think you're doing okay all by yourself. Well, the reality was my mother and my closest friend and my third closest friend, who is Andrew, I came up with the dumbest stunt I can do. For those of you who don't get this, I'm an amateur backpacker. I'm an amateur hiker. Walking from California to Canada up and over mountains is dumber than fighting Danny, fighting in a cage fight. Dude, it's the dumbest thing I can come up with that doesn't include head trauma.
That's
Tell
right.
me I'm wrong.
No,
Tell me it's
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Why the laptop though? Is it solar powered?
no. Well, are we not going to record on Sundays? Jesus
Well,
Christ.
how the hell are you gonna get powered up, man?
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
signal
God!
for that.
You don't think that there's a McDonald's in Mammoth or Yosemite, or I don't want to break it to you, Andrew. I might stay with you for a couple of nights when I get that far north. I mean, but the reality is, you think I'm going to give? Okay, me trying to kill myself on top of a mountain. Would I have any fun with that whatsoever without a full audience?
Without broadcasting it.
Andrew,
That's funny.
have I not displayed my
Yeah,
stupidity?
see, I
on
guess
the-
I'm not getting it. I thought this path was like on a mountain peak, and it's you in
Oh
the
no,
wilderness, man.
no.
Okay.
It is. No, Andrew, it is. And I just had this talk with James. He's like, "You think you're going to get cell reception through the Angeles Crest Highway?" I said, "Yeah, I got a 5G phone, and the fucking towers are on top of the goddamn mountains. Of course, I think I'm going to get reception."
Nah, man.
Even if I
Good luck with
even if
that.
I don't, wait, even if I don't, and I schedule it out so that we record. For those of you who know nothing about the Pacific Coast Trail, I tell you to go to YouTube and watch the videos. It's crazy. Yeah, it's dumb. It's all right. I'm gonna rank it. Danny was not the dumbest thing I ever did. That was calculated. I had a trainer. MMA was not dumb, and in fact, I won that fight. It's not that dumb. So number one would have to be going to the Pan Am Games on 6 months of training. Number two, because seriously, me breaking, ripping, or tearing something in the Pan Am Games was legit. In second place would have to be by far. In fact, I would even change this. Trying to walk to the edge of, and this is my deal with my mom and James. I'm just going to go to the edge of California. I'm just going to walk all the way up to Oregon. Like, fuck it. That's as far as I think I can go. And he goes, yeah, because it'll be December when you try to get to Canada, and it's a goddamn glacier, you dumbass. You can't cross a mountain in winter. I went, all right, I hear you. So this all the reason I'm telling all of you this, my friend James, so if you're a longtime follower, he's the one I've done other shows with. He's driving down here right now to either one, give me a backpack, or two, go and lock me up. Oh, wait, he's here. In fact,
can we place bets on this?
Wait,
Let's place some bets.
We actually don't know the outcome of today's show whatsoever. James is here with one of two functions. One, I get to go hike, or two, James is going to go lock me up for 72 hours because he and my mother think I'm batshit crazy. And I think the two of you can agree, am I not batshit crazy based on the redhead?
Yes,
for sure.
You are, yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Haven't we watched me all year be batshit crazy over women? All right, with that said, let's move forward. The first note we got from our executive producer, Sam Navajero. By the way, this is a real thing. He just walked into the bathroom. I'll let you hear from James at the very end of the show, which will make it kind of a triumphant thing. He just walked in. He heard me. Sam Navajero said in our past notes, Lee, it's about time you let people know about boxing and about your skill instead of you just being this complete fucking lunatic who's listening to sad songs and feeling sorry for yourself. All right, fair enough. I'm going to give my take on boxing, and the two of you, I want you to dispute it. The next major fight in boxing will not happen within the next 2 years. I don't care if it's Tyson versus AJ. I don't care if it's Canelo fighting anyone. I'm telling you right now, based on what I saw this weekend, it will take at least 2 years before we see a full live audience appear at a fight. Andrew, I start with you.
I don't, 2 years for a full live audience. I could agree with that. I wouldn't be surprised. I know they're going to go for a way quicker resolution than that because they need the money. Boxing, of course, of all sports, probably needs the money. So I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm gonna say that they're gonna try to shoot for earlier.
Miguel.
As far as like a live audience go, like a full arena, I might, and maybe I'm just being a little ambitious here, but I'm thinking late next year, late in 2021. I'm pretty sure that I feel confident in saying that the Fury and AJ fight's going to happen next year. I don't know if it's going to happen with a crowd or not, but that's the next big fight that could potentially happen. As far as the crowd goes, maybe I'm just jumping the gun a little bit, but I want to say late 2021 we're going to get it. So we're going to get it within 2 years. We'll see.
All right, so let's go with AJ and Tyson Fury because we all agree that that's the biggest fight on the horizon, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
So to make that kind of money, you have to put it in Allegiant Stadium. You have to put it in Texas
like Saudi Arabia or something.
Whatever. You need at least 100,000 people to compensate the cost, and you have to allow betting on it, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And by the way, this is a shout out to Sam Navajero. My favorite character in the Marvel universe is Tony Stark, and not the one you saw on the screen, the one in the comic books. What makes Tony Stark great is a futurist. So I'm going to do futuristic marketing right here, right now. I don't see anywhere within the next 18 to 24 months how you can put 100,000 people in a stadium together to pay each guy $100 million. Andrew?
Yeah, the more you say it, the more I got to start agreeing with you, Lee. It is going to be very hard for us to get back to that platform. Now, look, there wasn't too many fights that carried 100,000 people, but I get what you're saying. Even 20,000, just to have a packed house again, it's going to be really hard. Probably without there being a vaccine, really for this disease.
Wait, and that's the first. Wait, let's go. Let's be realistic. The first strain of the vaccine, and by the way, the noise you hear in the background is James, who's got the big announcement of whether or not I'm going to a 72-hour mental lockup or whether or not I'm walking the Pacific Trail. And by the way, fantastic either way. I mean, I'm just down with whatever happens to me. But realistically, Andrew, would you take the first version of aspirin, for God's sakes?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you on that.
Miguel, now that you've had time to think about it,
Well, I mean, I'm sure, like, if people are desperate, they'll take the first strain, whatever the fuck vaccine. If one is,
we've got a president who's taking leukemia drugs, for God's sake.
and he's or whatever the fuck he's swallowing. Okay,
wait, I mean, all right, because we've danced around this. All three of us are completely in agreement on this. It's not political. Our president is a complete fucking moron and a dipshit. I mean,
he doesn't belong on that fucking seat. Come on now.
Why are we dancing around with this anymore? I know we try not to offend our fans, but if you're a Trump supporter, we've said it on this show. Go lick a fucking post, for God's sakes. Go drink Clorox. You are dumb fuck. I think this is no big deal. I mean, I was watching Ricky Gervais the other day on Friday, long before my world melted on Saturday. And Ricky Gervais made a great point. He goes, we as a species seem so determined to destroy ourselves that we can't stop ourselves. I live on a beach. I live on a beach by a pier. I live on a beach by a pier by a giant parking lot. I live on a beach by a pier by a parking lot where Ventura, LA, and Orange County closed all their beaches. So what did they all do? They came to Oceanside because it's the first beach when you get down to San Diego. Miggs knows this because he drove it.
Mm-hmm.
And what did those fucking morons do? They joined in mass and watched fireworks and ate food and didn't wear masks. We're fucking doomed. People are fucking stupid as shit. Jesus Christ. So, with that said, Miguel, AJ versus Fury. You really want to read
That's just a little let's shit on Trump. Shit on Trump.
Wait, I think I covered it. I covered it all. I fucked on everyone. I mean, seriously, I'll go to the boxing news next. But the reality is, we're fucked. I mean, like, if you think you're gonna, even the short baseball season, oh, we're gonna do 20 games, and they'll be in ballparks with no people. Okay, I guess. I mean, I get that it's a sport. I'd rather watch marbles. I really would. I literally would rather watch marbles running down a track because I know there's no risk. And they've already started this with baseball and the NBA. They're already testing people to try to start this season. And they've already tested multiple dumbass motherfucking people who have fucking COVID. Like, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. If we don't test, then nobody will know. It'll be okay. And if you're one of those people who thinks that 5G is causing your COVID, go lick a fucking post and drink Clorox. I swear to God, you are the dumbest fucking people I have ever met. You might as well think the earth is flat. That's how dumb I think you are. You might as well think the earth is flat at this point. So, with all that said, Migs, here's our bet, because literally James is sitting behind me on my couch, and I can't change my answer. This is almost like a magic trick. 18 months to 2 years, AJ versus Fury.
I don't know. I still want to stick to my original answer. Late 2021, I would say. So it gives us all this year and all of next year. Well, most of next year, I think. I think we can, actually. I think we can pull it off. Rather than that, it's actually going to be stolen that story for all I fucking know. Everyone's like, yeah, great, pile up in here, and then everyone gets fucking sick. But it's going to happen probably. But I suspect late 2021, I think.
You guys are
You
both
would have
cute.
thought DAZN or DAZN had the perfect platform for a virus like this. What's fucking them up is the travel part. If they can somehow work it where they can do a double fight venue and put it on one stream, then yes, maybe it can happen, because they could get De La Hoya to put like Ryan Garcia over in LA somewhere, put him on the undercard of Joshua's fight.
And by the way, I agree with you, Andrew. If you're doing what we used to do back in the day, where you're shooting from one spot to another, of, hey, here's January 1st in London. Hey, here's January 1st in New York. Hey, here's January 1st in California. I agree with you, but that's not what we're doing. What everyone is doing is saying, yeah, NASCAR. Nobody has to be live to watch NASCAR. Well, okay, what you guys found out is that you had 60 to 100,000 fans of goddamn hillbilly white people paying $100 a ticket to go down and go to the pits and sit in the stands to watch that dumb shit turn left all day. And the same for boxing, right? Again, shout out to Sam Navajero. The reality of boxing is we pay money in the hopes that we might get one remarkable fight on a fight card, right? We're literally waiting for Jesus. I mean, how many great fights have we seen where we go, Jesus Christ, that's Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson. That's Evander Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe. We're not going to get that in this situation. What we're going to get is Ryan's going to fight maybe someone. And by the way,
I think, Lee, but hold on. I think once the sports world or boxing world, whoever we're talking about here, knows that the fans aren't coming back anytime soon, they're going to adjust. They're going to make the fight card.
They can't wait. They really can't wait.
They can't wait.
I don't disagree.
That's right, Miguel.
Hold on. I want to make this abundantly clear for everybody. I don't disagree that the entire world is going to change before the end of the year. You have an election, you have the devaluation of the dollar, you have the complete collapse of the economy. There's some shit coming down the pike that I know for a fact are going to happen. And Andrew knows this about me. How wrong have I ever been about anything when it comes to money, economy, housing, life, the universe, or everything? Like, okay, so I'm going to apply it to boxing just because we're doing Fight Net Radio because James is on his computer. And I don't think James has made up his mind yet because I'm still being very rational and I made him laugh. You haven't made up your mind, have you? You have.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
doing one of two things.
That was
All
hella
right.
fast. You never like a verdict come back that fast,
You guys
Lee.
want the punchline at the beginning of the show? Because then I'll make this the world's longest net radio. Because if he says I'm going on a 72-hour lockdown, this will be the longest motherfucking Fight Net radio ever. James, do you want to give away the punchline to this show? He does not. All right. Are you going to come over and give the punchline? Because stay there till the end of the show. Enjoy your computer. Because the funny part of this show is I'm letting it go. I don't care anymore. I'm so fucked up. I just don't care. And the truth is, I don't care about boxing. I put up boxing news and boxing scene today to go through every story for the last week. And the reality is we're doing fantasy fights. Oh, so, Eddie Hearn has gotten
Lee on ESPN for about 3 months. They've been showing classical sporting events.
So. Andrew, it's jacking off. This is, let's just jump to it right now. This is goddamn jacking off. Devin Chirico has been offered fights with Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. That's jacking off.
168.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that without me clicking on the story and reading it with actual quotes from Derevenachenko. That's jacking off straight up. Andrew.
Yeah, yes it is. But Lee, there's nothing you can do about this. Lee, there's no fights going on. So I don't know how we're gonna fix this, bro. This is all there is in boxing right now is a bunch of fantasy fights. If this guy fought this guy, great versus great.
I think we've done.
Or this guy could possibly fight this guy. That's the best we can do is just potential fights coming.
I think we've done a remarkable job of making it not about this shit. And by the way, for anybody who listens, especially you writers, fuck all of you. I've literally had nothing but time on my hands. You guys are literally parroting every single story we've come up with and every angle we've come up with. You guys are a bunch of cocksucking bastards. I mean, seriously, you guys can't come up with your... Am I wrong, Andrew? You've seen it?
Just be a little humble about it. I mean, geez.
Seriously, I'm about...
The guy's making the decision on whether you're going to the Looney House or not, and you just said the whole
he's like right behind you.
Attention to you.
Oh, I highly suspect that Andrew, that James has already made up his mind. I'm going to the Looney House. I already know that shit's happening.
Hey, is it like a real... I would be interested if it's like a real Looney House, like where Adam Sandler's grandma went.
Yeah, no. Here's what's going to happen.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
It's called Escondido. He's going to walk in because he's already made the call. He's told me that in advance. They will tell me that I'm a danger to myself. And for 3 days, they will lock me down and fucking pour psychologists over the top of me, where I'm going to tell them that I'm smarter than them. They're going to try to tell me that I'm smarter than them. I mean, the reality is that's what's going to it's the real deal, bro, with real fucking crazy people. That's my choices here are go climb over the top of rock in Kern County right now, or go down to Escondido and be locked up with a bunch of fucking lunatics. Yeah, this isn't a joke. This is the most real Fight Net radio ever recorded. Moving forward, Felix Verdejo will Madera in the bubble. Okay. Who cares? Andrew, do you care that Verdejo still wants to fight? I don't even want to read these stories. I'm looking for a story to read just so I can shit on the story.
He's had a lot of chances. He's been knocked out. He's looked ugly. Controversial, close decisions. I don't know who Verdejo is anymore. So now I'm going to say that I'm not really interested. Now, that's without knowing Will Madera. Maybe he's a
well,
prospect.
Andrew,
Let's
just
look him
because-
up.
let's look him up. Madeira.
Box wreck.
Box wreck. Great. Let's see. There he is. Will Madeira, box wreck. He's 15-0, Andrew. With 3
There you go. There you go.
With 3 knockouts.
3 draws. God damn.
Can we end it right there before I even scroll down and tell you that he's never fought anyone? But all right, let's do it. Edgar Ramirez, Christian, ¿cómo se dice Iriscuata?
Holy hell. Yeah.
Wait, I'm pretty close on this one. Christian Iriscuita? Well, I know you're laughing at me, Miguel, but how close am I?
Yeah, no, you're pretty close. You're pretty close. You're pretty close. Yeah.
All right. Dalius Prescott, Thomas Matisse, Curtis Nico Morton, Alberto Alejandro Morales Batista. I rolled on my R's just for you. Wesley Farah, Gabriel Dulick, Rolando Mendival. He's fucking from Canada. Fuck people from Canada. Omar Valenzuela.
Damn, Mexicans
Valenzuela.
everywhere.
It's Valenzuela.
Names in Canada.
This one is not. This one is Omar Valenzuela is. I'll roll my R's. Randy Lozano, Abraham Gomez. How am I doing so far? Noberto Gluck, Jesus. I mean, I could be a dick like everybody else. Jesus Perez. All right, Jesus Perez, Wayne Smith, Victor Vasquez, Oscar Diaz, Edwin Cotto. Anyone? Give 2 flying fucks about a guy who's got 3 draws in his last 7 fights for Bob, who's just got a complete hard-on for Felix.
That kid looks special, man.
I gotta be in Puerto Rico. Because they got better soup. I mean, it was a great joke. If this is my last show until I get locked up, you guys think that this might be a joke? This is not a fucking joke. There's a dude behind me who's gonna lock me up, and James knows this.
Is he family?
He's as close to family as I get, Andrew.
All right, that's good. As long as you're not in danger.
I've only known him.
Yeah.
Lee,
let's exchange telephone numbers just in case.
Lee, if you're in danger, say yes without James knowing.
Like tap on the microphone 3 times.
Wait. I want to tell this because he likes a good joke. Here's exactly what Andrew said. If you're in danger, say yes. Quietly without saying anything. Now, James is the longest standing friend who I've told literally everything to. He's my only confidant. And by the way, is that a tap on the mic based on what you said?
Yeah.
You need the address?
Morse code, please.
Place is right by the pier.
I'm jotting this down.
Wait, jotting it down. It's on the pier, right? Tapping. I'm tapping, as you said, on the mic. All right. Why is Bob obsessed with just breaking into Puerto Rico, Andrew?
I don't know. Well, no, listen, Verdejo he was one of the rising stars in the country. Puerto Rico, they've been needing a superstar here for a while. I think, Bob just had this dream that this kid was going to be the next Cotto. Now, look, he messed up his face a little when he got in the motorcycle accident. But if you can bring back the skills that he once showed as a prospect.
Really, Errol Spence?
I totally hear you. That's really all I got for you, bro.
And by the way,
he's just hoping those skills come back. But Lee, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
HBO were on his balls big time. HBO were like sucking his dick big time.
And we're all hoping that Errol Spence comes back at some point. By the way, I want to do a gratuitous plug. For those of you who are traveling down to San Diego because Southern California beaches are closed, I want you to get off on Mission, turn left, go down Pacific, and then turn right on Wisconsin. Go down about a block. Go to the Wisconsin market. God bless my guy at the Wisconsin market. I went down there this morning for my standard. The show is sponsored by Amsterdam 100 Proof. And I went there without my wallet. He goes, I listened to your show. Here, just bring it back next time you come. I went, wow, that's the first time ever outside of maybe a couple of bars I've been in.
You got some pull there.
Oh, no,
Huh.
he literally handed it over in a brown bag going, yeah, next time you come in, it's all good. So the reason I say this, fuck kegs, fuck mics, fuck bubbles, fuck Walmart, fuck everything that's in Oceanside. Go to Wisconsin Market. It's on Wisconsin just before Pacific. Go pick up whatever you need, wood, whatever, because nobody in Oceanside seems to give a holy flying fuck whether or not you have COVID. And in fact, I think we're a day away from letting people have barbecues again. Just go. All right. With that said, I move over to you, Miguel. What? Why do you have a problem with Felix Verdejo? I mean, Jesus Christ, he's the next coming of Puerto Rico. I mean, sure, I've had great Puerto Rican fighters, but Felix Verdejo is the greatest Puerto Rican fighter since Puerto Rico was created back in the, I don't know, whatever.
Matter of fact, I didn't catch it. The kid, Bob Will Madera, he is not Puerto Rican, correct? He's the kid from Canada?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right. He's a Puerto Rican. He's a Canadian.
He's from Albany, New York, for God's sakes. And
Okay,
worse,
well, he might be
all
Puerto
of his
Rican.
fights were in Canada.
Okay, all right.
all
So
his
this
fighters-
might be a passing of the torch, Bob. Don't get it fucking twisted. I see what you're doing here.
No, I'm not doing anything. Look, the O must go, Andrew. The O must go. Look at this guy. He's taut. He's tight. He's got tattoos. Jesus Christ, I want to lick his arm. Look, he's from New York. I want to do this fight in Vegas in the bubble, which isn't really the bubble. But all right, fuck that. The bubble isn't the bubble. The truth of the matter is this. Felix Verdejo is the future of Puerto Rican boxing. I turn to you, Miguel.
Well, he was going to be the future of Puerto Rican boxing. I mean, he hasn't looked that well since his loss. It's that too, of course. But HBO is pretty much was on his sack big time. I think the last Puerto Rican, if I'm not mistaken, that Bob was trying to make big was like Juan Manuel Lopez, and that didn't exactly turn out too well. So I mean, I think he's desperate to get back into the market over there. Yeah.
Hey, Lee.
Hold on, just as a side note, who is the greatest Puerto Rican fighter? Do we have a debate on this?
I don't think we've had a debate.
It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew?
A lot of
me to
people,
type in?
a lot of people point at Trinidad because of the De La Hoya victory. I think that's the biggest victory in Puerto Rican history for that country.
I like Gomez. If I'm looking, fucking Miguel Cotto's Puerto Rican, but he lives in New York.
Yeah.
It's
A lot of these guys
he's Puerto Rican.
Trinidad stood undefeated for a while.
Ran into a fucking brick wall of an old man. That was
the
fucking
3 divisions later, and that was
Yeah.
3 divisions later.
Yeah.
And by the way,
unified
for those
champs,
of I'm basing it on one thing. You have to physically live in goddamn Puerto Rico. Jesus Christ. I mean, saying
Okay, we
Hector
can make
Macho,
it. Hey, Lee,
Well, no.
let's go down to
Okay.
Bleachers Report. Let's look at what they got real fast on the number 1. I mean,
All
why
right,
not?
All right, let's go. Wait, I'm going to scroll. Let's see. Number 10, Ed Rosario.
Oh,
I agree.
Chapo. Yeah. All right.
Andrew?
So it's wrong that they have him so high, though. The man beat.
10? 10 is not high.
No, I mean towards the end. I mean, do you mean like at the very end of the list?
We're at the bottom. We're at the bottom, Andrew.
We start at 10.
Yeah, well, 10 sucks, but go ahead.
Would you put him higher than 10?
I don't know. I haven't seen the rest of the list.
I get that point, but do we agree that Rosario deserves on the list?
I feel he a little bit higher. He's on the list, but I don't think he should be number 10. I think a little bit higher on the list.
Higher, yeah. No, at one time,
Okay.
Lee, they had him the hardest hitting lightweight in boxing history.
That was
They
the
literally
punchline if
said
you're
that
watching
about
the
him.
video. We all 3 of us have seen number 9 on the list because we watched the video. But 9, I think Vasquez needs to be way higher than number 9. Jesus Christ. He's a 3-time division world champion. And shout out to Sam Navajero. I'm a will. Most people don't know this about me and what I'm into. I think Nigel Benn is one of the greatest fighters of all time. Like, the people that I'm into are guys like Wilfredo Vasquez. Like, this is a 3-time division world champion who went toe-to-toe with a bunch of Mexicans. No offense, Miguel. This dude...
I like the fact that you bunched them all together. A bunch of Mexicans.
Based on everything I've ever said in my entire life, right? Wilfredo Vasquez is a fucking beast. This dude didn't care. He just went in. It's either me or you. And for those of you who don't get it, go Google his record. You either win by knockout or you lose by knockout. Andrew, first to you. Wilfredo Vasquez.
Yeah, 122 pounds. Can't rank him too highly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, generally those slider weight divisions aren't. I think he's fine where he's at. Not to interrupt, but I think he's fine where he's at.
Exactly.
I'm disappointed in you both. And by the way, for the record, I'm sure that Teddy Atlas is somewhere going, good for both of you. Number 8, Hector Macho Camacho. I removed this motherfucker from the record because he lived in Miami. He lived in Miami. Tell me I'm wrong. This guy lived in Miami.
No,
How can
you're right.
If you're wait. Okay, so the reality
I think he was born in Puerto Rico, though, Lee. I think Camacho was born in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
I think that's what everybody on this list is, whether they lived in the U.S. or not. I think it's just the fact that they were born in Puerto Rico.
You're making a stronger case for Felix Verdejo. Pedro Mentanza.
You can skip that. 1930.
Montanez?
Yeah,
I don't think.
Anyone?
Montanez, yeah.
Anyone?
Hector Camacho. What did it say for Camacho? What did it have for him? One of the most colorful boxers, biggest stars.
What do you want me to say about Hector Camacho that we haven't said on the show
They
already?
said he had the fastest hands in boxing. They thought he had faster hands than Sugar Ray Leonard. When they were both on top of their game, both undefeated, they thought he had the fastest hands in the sport.
Andrew, you and I both recorded shows long before Miguel and everyone else where you allowed me to say this is the biggest piece of shit that ever walked the planet.
No, I know that, but I'm gonna have you look at you see the names of the people he defeated in the lightweights: Ramirez, Rosario, Mancini, Freddie Roach doesn't belong there. Edwards. That's a pretty strong list. I swear to God, if you went and got Pernell Whitaker's list of lightweights, it doesn't come close to Camacho's, and they never fought. Camacho and Whitaker never fought Pernell. Camacho was a badass dude, man. The guy should have took his career a little bit more serious, and he probably would be the greatest Puerto Rican of all time. Yes, the Chavez fight really hurt him, but I mean, seriously, who didn't lose to Chavez in the early 90s? So it wouldn't have been that much. If he would have just stood, dedicated to the sport, I think he could have gotten over the Chavez fight. But, he let that be the downfall of his career. He really never came back from that. But no, Camacho was bad.
Women. Can we say it? He likes to beat women.
Oh, jeez.
Can we? Am I the only one who's going to let that go? Oh, my God. The guy who's about to lock me up in 72-hour lockdown is eating ham out of my refrigerator now. All right. With that said, I move to you, Miguel, because I want to make this a boxing show and not me getting locked up in a 72-hour fucking crazy asylum. Hector Macho Camacho, does he deserve a place in boxing history?
I definitely do think he deserves a spot there. I actually might want to even have him a little bit higher on the list there. Maybe number 7, I think. Number 8. I mean, number 8 isn't too bad either, but I mean, I don't know. He did do quite a bit. When he lost to to Chavez, I kind of felt like that was kind of like already on the downside. He didn't look very good against Greg Haugen, but I guess Haugen tested positive for PEDs or something like that. And I think from then on, even though he was on a nice winning streak, I don't think he really he didn't reach the level that he was prior to those losses. I don't know. I feel like maybe one spot higher than this, maybe number 7 will be fine. But yeah, I mean, I think he definitely belongs on the list for sure.
Number 7 is Pedro Montanez.
I don't know what this guy is.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we weren't.
Man.
Well, hold on, let's ask Bob. Bob, what do you think? I had him under contract. He was great. He should be number 1. All right, cool. Jose Torres. The 50s and the 60s. Anyone? Andrew?
No.
You guys are the fucking nuts.
No, I mean, you could read it, see what he did.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit before my time. I'm trying to remember.
All right, fuck it. I don't care. Cotto's at number 5.
Oh,
Cotto,
okay.
who lives
I can do
in
with that.
New York, who actually made his career fighting New York Hispanic individuals to further Bob's money. And by the way, that's the way I see it. Miguel Cotto was designed to be one person. You fight on Puerto Rican National Day and you beat up Mexicans on Cinco de Mayo or the day after. Miguel Cotto made a career out of beating up guys based on Puerto Rican, but the reality is Miguel Cotto doesn't get enough action for his career. I start with you, Andrew.
Yeah, no, Cotto's fine where he's at. And matter of fact, I would swap him with a few Puerto Ricans on this list. To be honest with you, I don't think he even deserves to be at number 5. With that being said, a lot of his downfall in the sport might have been on cheaters. There's a lot of talk about the glove hand wraps of Margarito when he beat an undefeated Cotto, and then there was talks of Manny possibly being on PEDs when he beat Miguel Cotto. Cotto also had the tough fight.
Kane not his biggest number.
He had, and also it was a close fight, that one. Mosley versus Cotto was not an easy win for Miguel. There's also the Joshua Clottey fight that was very close.
Or even Zab Judah for that sake. I mean, sadly, I don't
really
with
know.
article.
I think the only thing that saves Cotto is that Floyd Mayweather fight, justifying him being this high on the list. But seriously, I probably would have, like Miguel said, switched him out with Hector Macho Camacho. Of course, obviously, I think Camacho would have danced circles around Cotto. And also Rosario, Edwin Rosario.
All right, I go to you, Miguel. Miguel Cotto, right in the middle of the pack. Is he the middle of the pack for Puerto Rican fighters? Wow, what?
I think he's this high just because he's one of the most recent Puerto Rican fighters. I don't think really. I think highly of Cotto, by the way, just for the record, because he's shown his versatility in the ring with the brawl against fucking Torres, and then the slick southpaw against Judah, and even a tough close fight against Mosley. Like, he showed different versions of himself, and that it helped with his longevity in his career. I think he's this high on the list because he's one of the most recent ones. I definitely think he belongs on the list, but no, I wouldn't mind swapping him out with like maybe number 7 or number 8. I think, but I mean, he's on the list, and I'm a fan of Cotto's for sure. But this is a little too high for my taste.
And for the record, because Sam Navajero is listening, and I swore to him that this would be the best show ever. If we were doing Australian fighters, we all agree Costa Tszyu is the greatest Australian fighter of all time.
He's considered Australian, isn't he? Like, I mean, of what?
Well,
Russian
no,
descent?
he's Russian who went to Australia, but for the sake of our discussion, we're allowing Miguel Cotto to be fucking Puerto Rican, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you from where I sit and what I love about boxing, watching Costa Tszyu beat and winning a title with only 9 or 10 fights under his belt. That is the greatest remarkable achievement I've ever seen in the ring. I'm just saying that out loud. All right.
Right.
Number 4, Felix Trinidad. Would we have him higher, Andrew?
Oh, there you go. That's what I was looking for. See where they had it.
There you go.
Well, it matters on who the 3 are, but
I'm
so
going
we'll
to
just
say,
let him play out. But
isn't Rosario? Wait, without me looking at the list, isn't Rosario fucking from Puerto Rico? So he's going to be higher on the list, for God's sakes.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out right here. Durable fighter, legendary left hook, beat Camacho, Whitaker, De La Hoya.
Yeah.
That is a really weak. That is a really weak welterweight list there. You're talking about fighters.
Really?
So, yeah. Yes, it is. You're talking about Vernon Forrest.
In the 80s and 90s.
Vernon Forrest was undefeated in this division at that time. Sugar Shane Mosley was undefeated at this. No, fuck out of here.
No, but Shane wasn't at welterweight at that point, though, right? Shane came up afterwards, wasn't it?
Late 80s to the 90s is De La Hoya not the telltale tape for everybody at welterweight.
Shane Mosley and Felix Trinidad could have fought. Don King had a offer to Shane Mosley. Now, you might be right. It might have been at 154, but they were around each other at the same time. So, Ike Corte, an undefeated Ghanaian
This
fighter.
is the one that I worry about.
5 years he was champ. Where is he on this list?
By the way, for the record, if you're not watching the video, go to FightNet Radio, click on the link, and blah blah blah. William Joppy was the hot hand coming into 154 and 160.
You better stop with that. He's trying to. You bet.
Really?
William Joppy had one win against Roberto Duran before he fought Trinidad.
Yeah.
Yes, if you look up Joppy was a nobody who got a title and fought Roberto Duran. And then he even said after the fight he regretted fighting Duran because he knew he was going to whoop his ass, and so he went in there to whoop his ass as fast as he could, and that's what he did. He beat the shit out of Duran, but no hot hand. This is a very weak list. Look, De La Hoya and Vargas really saved Trinidad here. Vargas is one of the most exciting fighters at this time when Trinidad fights him. Him and Trinidad had a legendary fight. So that's why Trinidad is and he beat both Mexicans, something Puerto Ricans never do. Sorry to all my Puerto Rican fans, but you guys were on the losing end of almost every matchup. So Trinidad changed that. Don't know if this list really not that impressive when we're going through the other lists.
It's Bleacher, for God's sakes. You asked.
What's that?
It's Bleacher Report, for God's sakes. You asked.
Yeah. I mean, Winky Wright whooped his ass. Roy Jones whooped his ass. You see that? Bernard Hopkins whooped him. I thought De La Hoya whooped him. And be honest with you, without the 3 low blows, David Reed and Fernando Vargas might have had their way with Trinidad. So, It is what it is. Keep it moving. Go ahead, Miguel. What do you got for
Miguel Barragan.
I do think Felix belongs on this list here. Some of those fighters that we mentioned earlier, De La Hoya and Reed and Vargas, those are all Olympians, and he beat them. Of course, beat them. I use that term like loosely because they were close. The De La Hoya one was the closest decision, right? And then we had the low blows in the other 2 fights. But I mean, he did beat guys like Obakar and Yodi Boy Campas. And those guys were legitimate dudes, and I think, and he even got dropped in those fights too. So showing his resilience, he got dropped a lot in his early rounds, and he would come back and win. I think.
And I got to say something here, Miguel, because you bring up a good point with the low blows. These low blows weren't just low blows, you guys. These were fucking heat-seeking missiles that were going to the ball.
With that powerful left that he's got.
Wait, hold on. Let's put it into context because everybody is just watching boxing now. Remember last week when you saw all those low blows? They were lower blows than the ones.
You're right. You're right. You're right. And that now we're talking Trinidad had one of the hardest left hooks in boxing at the time. He was one of the biggest finishers, and one of the biggest sins Felix Trinidad got away with on the night of the Bernard Hopkins fight was loaded gloves. And you heard me say it, I'll say it again. They busted Felix Trinidad with loaded gloves. Now he wasn't putting cement in his gloves. What they were doing was putting about 20 layers of gauze and tape.
Hold on, because we do too many inside jokes. What are you referring to with the cement in the gloves as I roll backwards?
That is for the Margarito situation we talked about last week, where Margarito had gotten caught putting plaster inside of his glove that would harden by around 7 or 8, and then he'd beat the fuck out of you.
Against?
Probably Miguel Cotto was his biggest victory with the plaster. I'm
just trying to stay context because our producer has said, make sure you stay in context.
So Felix Trinidad Sr. got busted by Bernard Hopkins people. The Las Vegas, Nevada Commission agreed that they were doing wrong. They said there was so much tape and gauze on Felix's hand that they had to pry the hand wrap off to rewrap his hand that night. If anyone remembers, Trinidad that was New York. It was New York, not Las Vegas.
Yeah. It was MSG, yeah.
Madison Square Garden. They're the ones who caught it. That was the downfall of Trinidad. Trinidad then retires, so he doesn't have to take questions of the illegal hand wraps. And just to top it off, his father was caught again by Frez Quindo in a Frez Quindo fight, heavyweight fight, loading the fucking glove.
Okendo.
What did I say? Quindo? Okendo.
Okendo.
Hey, Lee, check this out, bro.
What? No,
He's a fucking nobody, so I don't really care what his name is. I'm telling you, the beef of that story is his father got caught twice loading the gloves. Get out of here.
Did you not read the notes from Sam?
I got something else for you.
Did Sam
Hector Camacho was way past his prime when he fought Trinidad, and Pernell Whitaker was out of drug rehab for 2 weeks. He had 2 weeks to train before he fought Felix Trinidad. So
I don't want to break it to you. I'm about to go into 72-hour lockdown. So,
what are you going to do afterwards? That's the question. What are you going to do
Here's
after?
my favorite fighter, number 3, Wilfredo Benitez. This is my guy. Wilfredo Benitez was the youngest fighter ever to capture a world title as a championship, winning the WBA title from Antonio Cervantes at age 17. God damn. Look, let's just stop right there. This is goddamn Kostya Tszyu shit. Like, this was racism
in
hold
boxing.
on, Andrew.
Go
at
ahead,
17, At 17, what was your greatest achievement?
Having Christina as a girlfriend.
Right. Miguel, at 17. Wait, hold on. And by the way, I completely 100% agree with you. And Miguel, at 17, what was your highest achievement at 17?
Holding a job for more than a year. That was my highest achievement.
Right. And I will tell you this, at 17, my highest achievement was I was still in high school. Okay. This dude was the WBA goddamn lineal champion. I mean, fuck it. I don't care what the rest of the article is about Wilfredo Benitez. At 17, you're the WBA goddamn champion. First of all, based on my current life and about to be locked up, what's the pussy like, Andrew? What do you think if you were 17 and you were the WBA champion? How great is the pussy at 17?
You hope it's good. You know, he's playing around in Vegas, so he couldn't really go around.
But when he went home, a fucking superstar. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Miguel, I go to you. Why does Wilfredo... Wait, I can't even imagine what's at 2 or 1. I'm trying mentally to try to...
And you know what I think? Hold on, Miguel. Before we go any further, if you go look down, Lee, 2 very highly contested fights with Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. I think Fight Net Radio needs to review those fights. He might be the greatest Puerto Rican
Andrew,
of all time if we have him winning those.
I'm about to be locked up for the next couple of days. I'm completely down with that because I got nothing better to do.
Yeah, man, that's it. Hey, that's a hefty list right there. Duran, Hearns, Leonard. I don't know a Puerto Rican that we've talked about yet that would have a list like that if he did have 2 close decision losses to Hearns and Leonard.
But and to go to your point, right? That's like okay, let's go with the younger fans who listen to the show. You guys are saying like that's like Anthony Joshua going, I don't know, Dillian White.
Leonard's badass. Leonard got him in the 15th round. Leonard's badass.
No,
Leonard's
I completely get you.
What did he get?
Context because it was so ridiculous for a guy at this skill level. I don't know because there's a jump. I mean, we're 3 different age groups. I'm older than you, Andrew. Andrew is older than Miguel. Miguel, in your group, who would this be like? I mean, are we talking like, I don't know, Spence versus what? I mean,
Spence hasn't really like accomplished. I mean, Spence is on the way there. I mean, I don't think his resume is anywhere close as someone like fucking Benitez.
No, I get that. I'm trying to find a balance of going, oh, you went 15, not 12, 15 motherfucking rounds, toe to toe, where it's a split decision. And by the way, all 3 were split decisions, Andrew.
Damn.
By the way, that showed off my skill.
But it says Leonard took him out in the 15th round. So Leonard stopped.
No, barely.
Yes, it does. If you go down, it says Leonard stopped TKO'd him.
Yeah, I get that. But it was a barrel stop. I would even say, what? I stopped that fight. Sugar Ray Leonard was the greatest fight of all time. I had to stop that fight. It was right there. Just like Julio Cesar Salad Chavez. I stopped that fight in the fucking 12th round. I had to. It was right there. It's the same thing, Andrew.
I think he belongs on this list. Just for the record, I know everybody makes a big deal of the four kings, with Leonard and fucking Hearns and everything. I think Benitez is like the missing piece. There should be 5 because the people that he fucking fought, I really think he belongs on that list. There should have been the 5 fucking kings. Unfortunately, I don't think he fought. I could be wrong on my history here, but I don't think he managed to fight Hagler or anything. But by
the way, before we get to 2 and 1, can anyone think of anybody above Benitez? Right. My point. Let's go to 2. Number 2, Carlos Ortiz. Yeah, right. 1962 to 65. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't want to break it to anyone. I'm just skipping to number 1. Yeah. I agree. Wilfredo Gomez. Is there any debate on Wilfredo Gomez, Andrew?
Well, I don't know. Let's read what his accomplishments were, because I know one of Wilfredo's biggest fights is a defeat to the great Mexican Salvador Sanchez. That's not a plus for you. That's not a plus for you when you're going up against going as the best fighter of all time. I don't care about a defeat. So let's see who he beat. Juan Laporte?
Personally, if we were really doing this, I don't know how we got. By the way, for everyone listening, I don't know how we got on this stuff.
You know what? There's some flaws there. Go down, Lee. Wait a minute. Go
by
back.
The way, this is where it should have been at Benitez. I agree. This dude is the Oscar de la Hoya of Puerto Rico. I mean, seriously, tell me, Andrew, I'm wrong.
No, I think him and Camacho deserve to be way higher. I think Hector Camacho with his run at lightweights that he did too. Mancini.
He literally gets excluded for beating women.
Oh, you stop with all that shit. Go back.
All right, hold on.
By the way, that fight with Salvador Sanchez that he lost, which obviously counts against him because he did lose. He did actually move up in weight. Basically, Sanchez his ass and brought him back down to weight. He came back down after he moved up to try to challenge him. He moved back down and defended his WBC title several times before actually losing it. But
this is pretty strong.
He actually lost. He lost. Oh no, majority decision.
This is the strong fight. This is the strong fight right here. He beat Rocky Lockridge.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think he should be as high as he is. He has a defeat to Azuma Nelson. He has a defeat to Salvador Sanchez. Those are the 2 greatest fighters of his era. It's not Rocky Lockridge. It's Azuma Nelson and Salvador Sanchez. And you and I both know
because we repeatedly talked about Azuma Nelson. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, go check out Azuma Nelson. He is
I hate to shit on fighters.
Am I wrong about
does he deserve to be number 1?
Nelson, not the greatest.
No, I think Benitez needs to be number 1. I think Benitez deserves the spot.
I agree. I agree with both of you. And by the way,
every time he lost, Lee. Look at every time he lost, it was by knockout. Knocked out 3 times.
I agree.
That's crazy.
Well, you and I both know this because I'm literally obsessed with Azuma Nelson. I'm literally obsessed with Azuma Nelson. And the reason for that is most of the fights I went to in the 90s and the 80s as a boxing fan was watching Azuma Nelson on the undercard of everyone on Don King's card. And Azuma Nelson will never get the goddamn credit he deserves. Azuma Nelson might meet... I'm trying to be cool about this. Tell me I'm wrong. Azuma Nelson might be the greatest at this weight ever.
I don't know, man. He lost. Everyone's gonna say he lost Sanchez and Whitaker. Those are 2 great fighters in that era.
When he was in his goddamn 40s.
Yeah, it was already the latter part of his career, but still, I mean, those count. I mean, it wasn't at his fucking peak or at his.
Well, then he loses who did he lose to? Ruelas? Gabriel Ruelas?
The Ruelas don't count.
Jesse James.
Jesse James. Yeah, I mean the guy.
One Ruelas was fucked up because he killed a guy. And the other one was fucked up because his brother killed a guy. I mean, I'm going to be real. That's the truth of the Ruelas brothers. They might have been the greatest tandem of boxing of all time, One actually killed a guy, and I was at that fight in Las Vegas. And the other one was never quite the same after his brother killed a guy at a fight. The truth of boxing and MMA and
Jimmy Garcia.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. I mean, and this is why both of you, including my friend James right behind me, is you've got a bleeder on the brain. You will fucking die if you do something with impact. I get that. I'm cool. I get that. These two fucking doorknobs gave a fucking subdural hematoma to Jimmy Garcia, and both fighters were never, ever, ever, ever the same after that night. And I was there. Caesars. It was Caesars. I was there. Digress. What a weird show. I'm going to fucking lock up both of you for not helping me. Wait, hold on. Did I tap the right card?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right, cool. What do we got? Romero that's bullshit. WBO bullshit. Luke bullshit. Jose Ramirez bullshit. RBF bullshit. Dempsey McCann, fuck that. Ryder, fuck that. WBC president. Fury Wilder can happen in 2020 if Wilder drops out.
There you go.
All right.
That's a pretty big if.
I'm going to read it. Wait, hold on. Andrew, what does it mean if boxing scene says
fuck
staff? Right.
Means
And
Al
not
Heyman
only-
wrote the damn article.
Goddamn right. World Boxing Council President Mauricio Suleiman does not rule out the possibility of a 2020 clash between WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and mandatory challenger Dillian White. Whoa. Wait, before we go forward, does anybody believe that Deontay Wilder will ever fight Dillian White?
No. Unless he's absolutely desperate, which is highly unlikely.
Andrew?
Nah.
That's the funniest paragraph I've literally ever read in my entire life. The scenario is highly unlikely, but everything depending on Deontay Wilder. Back in February, Fury dropping Wilder twice and stopped him in the 7th round to capture the WBC title. After suffering the loss, Wilder exercised his contract option for an immediate rematch, which is currently targeted for December 17th. All right, let's start right there with this paragraph. Does anyone who has a rational thought, and that's my code word. Wait, hold on. Miguel. With a rational thought, Andrew, do you think there will be a fight between Wilder and Fury in December?
No, I don't.
A good answer. Miguel, is there a fight in December on the 19th between this motherfucking guy and oh my God, what a photo.
Oof.
Do you think that's happening?
No, I don't. Not in December, at least. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, but I feel like it's going to end up happening next year, or like the first quarter of next year. I don't think it's going to happen by this year. Hell no.
Good. White is the mandatory challenger for Fury title. He's due a shot at the February 2021 belt. Here you go with my answer, the 2021 belt. White is already scheduled to face WBA champion Alexander Povetkin on August 22nd. All right, let's stop right here. Does anybody believe that somebody of the scale of White and Povetkin are fighting in the backyard of Eddie Hearn, Andrew, on August 22nd?
Yes, I think it's going to happen. I don't know if
Really?
it's going to be Povetkin. Oh, yeah, he's going to have his fights. He has to.
Miguel?
Oh yeah, I mean this one's definitely going down for sure. I mean, I don't think I think at this point, fucking White is just kind of desperate to get back in the fucking ring and defend his interim championship. But yeah, I mean, fuck yeah, this fight's gonna happen for sure. And it's supposed to be like the last card, right? It's supposed to build up. If I'm not mistaken, some of these fight camp fights that are gonna happen in at Hearn's backyard or something. There's gonna be like a 4 or 5 shows or something, and this is going to be the last one. So all shows are going to be leading up to this August 22nd card with the main event with White and Povetkin.
All right, Miguel, I'm going to have you do this because if I do it, it comes off as racist. Do something as Tijuana as humanly just go as far south as you can and do Suleiman saying it could happen. I gave you the story on the screen. Come on, you can do it. I feel strong for you.
All right. Well, I mean, don't I already have that accent? Can I just read it like it is?
No.
No?
I want
okay.
do you want me to do it?
No, I'll give it a try. Fuck it. I'm just going to throw it here.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
It could happen if they reach an agreement. If they accept that to happen, it could, yes. Solomon told. Oh, yeah.
What a dick.
Oh
You see
my
what Lee
God.
has you do, bro? You're so
Oh my God, I'm such a fucking prick.
That's my best. That's my best.
Oh my God. Miguel, you can stay with the show forever. And by the way, just so you know, Sam loves you. He loves you and Andrew. He doesn't love me at all. He's more obsessed with whether or not I try to find love before I fucking off myself. Oh my God. Can you do that one more time? Because it was so fucking fantastic. Wait, by the way, you're about to become Jose Suleiman permanently on this show.
Oh, geez. That's going to be my sign.
Tell me I'm wrong, Andrew. Tell me he's
character.
not got Jose down. Go ahead. One more time.
I'm going to have to practice this one. All right. One more time.
No. Just go way south.
Go way south? Well, fuck. I mean, how much south? I don't know how much south would be in fucking Spanish. It could happen if they reach an agreement. Tecate and Corona, please. And they accept that to happen. It could happen, yes.
There you go. And there you go. You got it live from Jose Suleiman directly on Fight Net Radio. Wait, hold on. There's more. Oh my God. How great is this? Oh, tell me, Andrew, this is not great. If I'm not doing it, it's better for somebody to get it right than me. All right, go ahead.
Oh, jeez. Okay. There is so much hype, so much speculation about so many different things. There's the position
Russian?
that's very clear. Shit. Is it Russian? Fuck, I'm going Ukrainian this motherfucker.
Are you Russian?
I don't know what I'm telling you, dude. This is
really
good. I can do short lines. I can't do whole paragraphs.
Do you want me to do it for you?
You can finish it out if you like.
That gets me in trouble. Hey, there's so much hype, so much speculation. I mean, so many different things. I don't know. Como se dice different things. There's the position that very clearly. You got it now? You got it? Try it again.
Oh, I'm gonna give it a try. Okay. The third fight, and then the mandatory must take place. Then are the resources known in the sport that could lead to things, como se dice, about the WBC's position and ruling as I stated.
Oh,
that's as good as it's gonna get.
Fuck all you other shows. You guys suck. Are you guys betting whether or not I go to the Looney Bin or whether or not I'm going?
Hey, I said that from the jump. We should put bets right now. Which
all right. Right now, James, 100% you've made up your mind what's happening next. 100%. Yes. He says 100%. So, Andrew, what is your 100% bet? If you were going to bet $100, where are you betting it?
He's going to take you to the PCP. Is that what you're calling it? Pacific Coast Path?
PCT, Pacific Coast Trail.
Pacific Coast Trail. You're taking a walk.
All right.
See you in a little bit.
With you, Miguel?
I'm going to have to agree. I think he's going to try to just let you disconnect for a little bit and just kind of like be you with yourself for a little bit. And I would probably think being as far away from as many people as you possibly can be would be the best. So I'm thinking, yeah, he's going to.
Okay, do you want me to tell him what your bet is just to make the show a little more entertaining? Do you want to know where he's at? or do you want me to just leave it till the end of the show? Because I'm going to put him on mic. I've done other shows with James. Do you want him to know where your bets are?
No, not to the end of the show. We have to
James,
climax
do you
it at the
wanna
end
know
of the
where
show.
their bet are? Are you? James said yes.
Oh,
Both
man.
of them went with PCT. He's shaking his head no already. Oh
Uh-oh.
my God, I'm
Oh,
going
shit.
to a fucking loony
Going
bin.
to Rooney.
All
you
right,
got
let's go
rubber
to
rooms.
boxing news. Let's see what boxing news has got for us. Mauricio Suleiman, resistant to change. The only reason I'm going to do this story is because now I have Miguel. And it's not racist if Miguel does the accent.
It sort of is, but yeah.
This is my favorite part of the new show. Jose Suleiman led the World Boxing Council with a tireless passion to improve the sport that he so loved. All right, let's start right there. Does Jose Suleiman love money or the sport, Andrew? Junior, I guess.
Money.
I agree.
What's this story about? What's he
Miguel?
talking about in this one?
Oh, he loves the color of that belt. He loves that green.
He wants the green. Does he have quotes? Because if he has quotes, because I'm.
Well, this is Jose. This is Pops, right? This isn't Mauricio. Mauricio's.
Well, I just found out I'm going to the loony bin, so this might be the longest show we've done. I'm being brutally honest. Some WBA brutally virtual comments. With notes, WBA did their and quotes. I'm not going to go into it. For those of you who don't know, I'll start with you, Andrew. The WBA used to be the lineal championship, which is the only thing we cared about in boxing. And the WBA was the end-all be-all of the WBA. And now we're doing virtual fucking quotes and notes.
Yes, what would you like me to respond with? And
WBA is great.
oh, yep.
All right. Fuck it. Amir Khan speaks. Anyone want to be Amir Khan? Wait, hold on before we get to his quotes.
No, but this probably is not going to be a good story. He had a tragedy in his life. No, it's not funny though.
Amir Khan, the former unified 140-pound champion, Amir Khan held court this afternoon, which, by the way, for the record, was July 4th, during the WBA's 99th convention on Zoom. Well, I think that's the important part. The former answered questions from both panel fans who turned in. Khan, on 2 days of his losses being toughest coming back-to-back from the ones against Danny Garcia, Khan admitted about going into the fight cocky and thinking Garcia couldn't do anything to him, which we all fucking predicted correctly. Anyone want to do Amir Khan? I mean, he doesn't really technically have an accent. Andrew, it's your turn. Read
no, I don't want to do Amir Khan. It's I don't. I mean, come on. No, but Khan had lost his nephew this week, so he had a real bad week. His brother or sister, I don't know which one it was. I believe brother's wife lost their baby during birth. So, yeah, shout out to Amir Khan's family.
Just literally shut down Amir
Yeah, well,
Khan.
I'm not gonna do an Amir Khan accent. That's your department, Lee, not my department.
Actually, it's now Miguel's too.
Oh, jeez. Have I been Christianed with that now?
MTK fight.
Oh, hashtag MTK.
Hashtag
hey, there's
MTK.
the more. Oh yeah, we already seen him. Never mind.
Anyone say go? We're back where we started, right? We're back on July 2nd.
Hey.
There's nothing going on. Wait, hold on.
Duran defeated Corona.
Jesus Christ, Andrew.
Yeah.
Do you realize when I stop this show, I already know I'm going to the loony bin? Do you want to help me out here? There's nothing going on.
Is
in
there a
boxing.
strip club around your house that's called the Looney Bin?
No, it
Damn it.
closed. It's turning into a goddamn high-rise tower.
Because that would be pretty sick, though. A 72-hour lockdown in one of those. Yeah, I'm pretty.
Well, I can handle that. I'm smarter than usually than the psychologist. I can handle this shit. They'll knock me out for 24 hours. Then they'll question me. I'm smarter than them. They always think it's cool when I'm smarter than them. And then they go, okay, you need to talk to so-and-so. And then I can handle that shit. And then when I come out, I'm still going to go walk the goddamn PCT because the reality is I can't get hit in the head anymore. I mean, the truth of the matter is, Andrew, I need a stupid stunt. And you know this about me. And James is behind me, who did the advertising for all three, the first of my events. Andrew, have not all my events been based on women trying to look at me?
Women trying to look at you?
Oh, please see me. Oh, I'm pathetic. I'm going to get beat up. Did I cover it correctly?
You've put yourself out there, all for good reasons.
Really? Have you seen one yet?
Well, I mean, you got a lot of it.
I'm literally trying to find a reason to continue this show, but the reality of boxing right now is there is no boxing with a major fight for 2 years. I mean, that's the truth. We're fucked.
Yeah.
All right. You want optimistic? 18 months.
Yeah, I think 18 months sounds a little bit more reasonable. I think at least.
Really?
But again, I am just being.
Hold on, Miguel. I'm going to do this with you. 18 months, we got the first COVID vaccine. Would you be willing to take version 1 of the vaccine?
No. I mean, I'm not in a desperate position to be taking it, so I'm just going to be.
Shut the fuck up. All right. Andrew, I'm about to go to fucking lockup just because I fell in love with a redheaded woman. Jesus Christ. Andrew, you were my fallback, Andrew. I got to be brutally honest, Andrew. You were my fallback of, don't worry about Lee, he'll be fine. All right, hold on. James, it's your turn on the radio.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to give up my headset. They both betted one way.
Hello.
Did we lose him?
No, I'm here. This is Lee James.
How's it going, sir?
Hey, how's it going? Andrew,
So is this real? What is going on with Lee?
Yeah, please inform us, please.
Yeah, no, he's really going to go to a 72-hour lockup. Hey, he's laughing now, but he's a mess.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah, we feel. Yeah, we can pretty much. Yeah, we sense that.
Yeah, no, yeah, once he gets off this, I mean, this is a nice distraction for him, and I told him he could do the show until I took him, because maybe it'd cheer him up. But I mean, as soon as he gets off, he's going to go right back down. So, yeah.
The show will continue.
The show will continue.
Our producer has issues with that.
Okay. No, the show's going to keep going on. It's just going to be 3 days. And just to kind of get him straightened out. Maybe he'll go on a hike. Maybe he won't. Don't know.
PCT.
I was going to send, literally yesterday, the original plan was yesterday I was going to drop him off at the border and let him go. And then I kind of talked to him and I told him, you're not hiking through the desert in the middle of July. So I told him.
Bad idea.
At home, I have his backpack ready with the tent, sleeping bag, all his supplies, everything ready to go. But I want him to do the hold first to see where his head's at afterwards. That's it.
Well,
All right.
well, good luck, man. Thank you for that,
Yeah. All right. Here's Lee.
Yes, sir.
Well, didn't you, dickwads, lose that bet?
Jeez.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. And by the way, if you two did that shit to me, I would be so mad at you. I've known James longer, and all I can do is go, he talked to my mom. I'm fucked. With that said, go to FightNet Radio. I guarantee, James, 100%. If I don't do it, you're going to do the show for me. Yes? All right. On Sunday, James will have all the instructions. No matter what, next Sunday, there will be a FightNet Radio show. Is that fair for everyone? You guys got to do all the blocks.
Yes, sir. He said 3 days, Lee, and then you'll be back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You'll be back by what?
Thursday,
Wednesday, Thursday?
Backpack and drop me off on the border. I mean, there's no win to this scenario for me. He's mad at me because I'm drinking 100 proof vodka at this moment.
yes, we've all been mad at you about this.
Andrew.
You're lucky I live in Northern California, bro.
Andrew, you've known me the second longest of anyone that I will be willing to talk to. Is he wrong?
No, he's not wrong. He's actually a good guy for doing what he's doing right now.
Wait, by the way, did you hear what? Wait, I got to say this to James. He said you're a good guy for doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta take it seriously.
And
you
by
gotta
the way,
take it serious. You beat this before. I already told you that. This, you'll get it. You'll get over it again. You'll get over it again,
Really?
bro. You just gotta
Really?
take it serious.
I went through 5 women in 1 year.
I know that. That's not a good thing. I'm
You
talking
gotta
about
want to
the
help yourself.
inside.
Yeah, you're gonna have to want to help yourself, dude.
Yep.
That comes first.
Oh my God, you guys are going full help you.
We're going full like Dr. Phil intervention right now.
End this
The show
but
just
you
got
guys are
serious, bro.
literally going, we want to help you at this point. Fuck you both. All right.
Yeah, nah, man. But it just got serious, Lee. It really did. So you can take it serious.
Hey everyone, just a quick update. You heard the end of the show, and what we said was going to happen tried to happen, and again I became too rational and too logical for everyone involved. So it's 8/11 on Monday night. I'm posting this back up. None of that actually happened, so I guess it's the PCT.